All right, baby, welcome back. It's Throwback Thursday, and this edition is Let's Settle It. We will revisit the biggest debates in hip-hop history and let the culture decide. That's right, y'all. And today we got a good treat for you. Did hip-hop lose something when magazines died and social media took over? I remember going to the store, being in a rush on Tuesday and Thursday to get that new source or that new vibe, that new, what else? Don Diva, whatever it was, man. Publications was the thing back in the day, like barbershops or just, you know what I'm saying, street corner politicking. That's how we got the news before all this fast stuff, before Instagram, before YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And even before podcasts and blogs. If you wanted hip-hop news, interviews, and credibility, you had two giants battling for the culture, the source and the vibe. But only one can be king today, y'all. Like I said, I don't make the rules. I just abide by them. The people decide. Now, like I said, man, the source, now I'm not necessarily saying this is my favorite source cover, but we just going to say the source reigns supreme. We're going to give the source their props. You know what I'm saying? The 5 mic era, like, if you didn't have 5 mics, at least 4, we considered your album trash. Y'all put it in the comments. Tell me if I'm telling a lie. Like the source, to a certain degree, to the streets in the 90s, the source was the Bible for, you know what I'm saying, grading the hip-hop albums. You know what I'm saying? Now, I did have a lot of discrepancies with how they judge Southern artists because it would be a lot of East Coast people critiquing it, but that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. But the 5 mic ratings was what we looked for. You know what I'm saying? The whole Benzino era, we know about that. We'll give Benzino his props too, because out of everything he has done or hasn't done, the source is his biggest milestone and biggest accomplishment, along with Dave Mays. We got to give credit where credit is due. Also, the source was most known for like the unsigned hype. You know what I'm saying? That if you got into that unsigned hype back in the 90s, 9 times out of 10, you got a deal, at least a demo deal or something. Like, people was on you. Like, that meant something. To be a part of the unsigned hype in the source, that meant your career was going in the right direction. Let's just keep it honest. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all quit playing.
Like, y'all can hate on Benzino all you want, but in the 90s, him and Dave Mays were a powerhouse when it came to hip-hop publication. I'm pretty sure just off ads alone, they was making so much money, they didn't know what to do with themselves. You dig? You know what I'm saying? Breaking new artists, street credibility. The source was it. The source was the number one hub to get your street news when it came to hip-hop. Now, that's just a fact. But like I said, you got to look at the two people that was running it. You had Dave Mays, a Harvard graduate, and then you had Benzino, a Boston street dude. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, the source was more street-oriented. Now, let's take it to the flip side. We're going to give Quincy Jones his props because if you didn't know, Quincy Jones was the one who owned the vibe. Now, with Quincy Jones, you know, the vibe was more mainstream. I would like to say the source was the mixtapes and the vibe was cable TV, if that's the best way to describe it. You know, the vibe had better photography, like a better picture layout. You know what I'm saying? In the magazines, they had better photo shoots. The questions were more soft, less edgy. They didn't focus on controversy. They more so focused on the work. So I look at the vibe as like a Jet magazine. You know what I'm saying? Something real soft. You know, Jet Beauty of the Week was like soft porn. Let's just keep it real. It wasn't Playboy. It wasn't Hustler. You know what I'm saying? But it was like tasteful. That's the best word to use. It was tasteful. But like I said, the vibe was more mainstream, corporate America, celebrity gossip, and celebrity news. It was for a broader cultural coverage. It wasn't, like I said, the source was rough, rugged, and raw. That's where you got the beef. That's where you got street news, who got shot, who don't like who gonna get at who on what album. The source was letting shots fly. Now, like I said, the vibe was more so chill, but I like the vibe. But, not only the Vibe and everybody else, we got to get a couple honorable mentions in there. Like I said, Don Diva was snapping. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Murder Dog. You know what I'm saying? It's a hot, man. And some of them still rocking, but y'all just keep it real with me. It don't feel the same reading the news like these publications. Like, I know everybody's gone to online and they have websites where they still do interviews like Hip Hop News and allhiphop.com. The list goes on and on. We're going to give credit where credit is due. But it's not the same like a newspaper, or it's not the same like, you know what I'm saying, when you get the crackling from ripping that plastic off the magazine to know, like, yeah, I'm about to sit back, smoke an L, burn an incense. You know what I'm saying? Might take me a little shot, little gentleman's drink, and relax and get a good read and find out what's going on in the culture. I really, really, really miss that. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all like? I'm a very nostalgic person. I love. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can't do nothing with the past but talk about it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? We can't change it, but at the same time, it's just, I still love to pick up a nice, I ain't gonna necessarily say book, because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a big book reader. I do a lot of audio books when it comes to information, but like when it comes to the culture and stuff like that, I try to support anything that has to do with the culture. So like it could be somebody on the street that say, yo, Swift, I'm trying to get this magazine up and off the ground. You know what I'm saying? I'm from here. I'm doing it. All right, bro. How much you know what I'm saying? I don't really keep cash on me, but here you go. What's your cash app? And I copy it. You know what I'm saying? Just to support the culture. I miss that day of hip hop publications. How y'all feel about that, man? Put it in the comments. Who was the best hip-hop publication in the 90s and the early 2000s? We got The Source versus The Vibe. Like I said, do me a favor. Put it in the comments. Tell me what y'all think. Let's settle this. Like I said, I'm not the one picking the winner. The audience decides who's the winner. You know what I'm saying? Put your comments down below. Source or The Vibe. Or even if you got another honorable mention, put them in the comments down below. Like I said, let's settle this. We do this each and every Thursday. We take it back. We enjoy the glory days of hip-hop and just, you know what I'm saying, embellish in the wonderful days of the 90s and 2000 hip-hop right here on Throwback Thursday, you dig? Y'all make sure y'all enjoy yourselves, have a good weekend. Just want to give y'all a little game. Like I said, I miss hip-hop publications. If you feel the same, hit the like button, you know what I'm saying? But y'all make sure y'all have a safe weekend, enjoy yourselves, and tune in Saturday at 2 for Unscripted Saturday, all right? Me, Sammy, and the boys, we're going to have a ball, all right? Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's your boy, your favorite host. And yeah, do your boy a favor, man. We getting up there with them numbers, man. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit the like button, click that notification bell so you stay in the loop each and every time your neighborhood hero drop these news breaks, all right? Keep it locked, man. Strait Shoota Podcast, baby. Go on.